Hello, this is jjpianodownloads.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about running effect plugins real time. One thing I wanted to address is I get a lot of messages from people who wonder what keyboard I'm using in my videos, and they want to know. They think I'm using the piano sound from the S90ES. That's a keyboard that I'm using, and I'm not. I'd hate for someone to go out and find a S90ES or buy an S90ES and, well, I don't have the piano sound, the great piano sound. This is because you're not hearing that. You're hearing either Galaxy 2 or Synthetgy's Ivory. But in this particular case, in this video, you are hearing the S90ES, and I'm running one effect plugin in real time. That's the Sonic Maximizer. This is Sonic Maximizer plugin. This is the updated version, Sonic Optimize, I think they call it. Neat thing that they added to this, you get a few things with it, but you get like a loudness maximizer, a harmonic maximizer, and a bass enhancer or whatever. But with this, it was just a Sonic Maximizer. They added in a feature that I've only seen in the iPhone and Android version of this, which is a sweepable mid. So this iSet, you can actually go in, and if you can hear the difference, you can actually sweep in and find a nice sweet spot to give your actually gives it a kind of a warmth, if you will. I don't know. But, for comparison purposes, that's with it out. You can hear my voice unaffected too, which sounds good without. The S90ES is still a good sounding keyboard. If you can find one of these used, I'm just, roughly $1,000, between $800 and $1,100. By all means, save the money, run your plugins, and be done with it. But, but with that in, and the neat thing about it is it makes it sound like a newer keyboard with more current filters. So for a lot less money. So, again, and as far as latency goes, I know that's going to be a question. Round trip latency at 228 samples, buffer 10.6 milliseconds. So that's 0.010. So, 0.01 seconds. So that's not even a second. When you're dealing with latency, a second is a very, very long time. So anything above 20 milliseconds, forget it. 200 milliseconds is 0.2 seconds, and that's just never mind. That's like a flam in drumming at a slow tempo. So I have a old 8-core, and this is main stage 8. They have this driver latency, setting. So it's just 64 samples, I would imagine. Does this driver latency setting take precedence over the I/O buffer size? And plus the safety buffer adds to it, which I don't need to be running because I have enough horsepower. So it's because it's just me playing. I'm not really doing any CPU intensive stuff. I don't have multiple tracks. I'm just playing solo by myself. So you really can't go wrong with horsepower. Anything, I don't know if probably a dual core MacBook Pro from yesteryear will probably suffice. So, 10.6 milliseconds is great, round trip. So out from my keyboard back to me, that's what I get. You can test that if you want. Just take your headphone and plug it into your interface and compare that with the mix signal. And you can actually hear the difference. The chorusing starts up at about, 0.07 seconds or, I don't know, 7 milliseconds, and then it starts to go up from there. But whatever feels good, of course you're gonna feel the difference in latency as you're playing because it doesn't react, especially if you play runs and it's like a conveyor belt. So there we go. I'm running my effects, and with not a lot of latency, this Sonic Maximizer plugin, that iSet sweepable mid is a good feature. It's a great feature actually, and it'll help to fine tune your sound. So, and in this Sonic Maximizer plugin, I try not to overuse it, but for live, when it's just me, adds musicality, adds realism, and only thing sometimes I don't use it on is when I'm using Jamal's MK Sensation. But let's say this is with it, and I actually kind of tweaked the sound a little bit by using outboard, well, using different effects. There's a stereo spread effect that I use. This is without. So this is without everything. No Sonic Maximizer, no stereo effect. Right, this is with the stereo spread. This is with the Sonic Maximizer. So it just depends on what your personal taste is. So for this, I'm able to use MainStage and get good results out of my laptop. Still have my old S90ES, and everything works out just fine. Any questions, send me an email, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.